This is ANN News Brief.
Cameroon will lose its U.S. preferential trade status by beginning of next year because of alleged human rights violations, charges of which it has disputed. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced his decision in a written message to Congress on Thursday. He accused the Cameroon government of engaging in gross violations of internationally recognized human rights that include extrajudicial killings, arbitrary and unlawful detention and torture. From the first day of next year, Cameroon will be removed from the list of countries that benefit from the African Growth and Opportunity Act, a law that aims to stimulate U.S. trade and investment in sub-Saharan Africa and bolster economic growth in the region. This is accomplished by enabling participating countries to market goods to the U.S. duty-free. Cameroon was among the 39 countries participating as of last January. The countries are required to show evidence of working toward a market-based economy, upholding core labor standards, establishing the rule of law, and respecting human rights.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
U.S. Africa Command, AFRICOM, has reported the new U.S.-constructed air base in Agadez, Niger, is now in business and has carried out its first unmanned intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance flight last week. The U.S. Air Force has said the $110 million airfield is one of the harshest locations from which the military operates. The facility, dubbed the Air Base 201, was finished earlier this year after several delays, partly caused by the challenges of working in a remote area. Niger and its neighbors have been battling several militants in the region, including Islamic State. A U.S. defense official says the American military has set up the new base in Agadez to extend the reach of its surveillance and reconnaissance missions in the Lake Chad Basin area of Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria. The Agadez base is controlled by Nigerian forces, but the U.S. military has exclusive right to about 20% of the compound's 15-kilometer area. The base hosts hundreds of U.S. airmen and an undisclosed member of U.S. aircraft. South Africa has been celebrating all weekend long after the Springboks, the country's rugby team, defeated England in a Rugby World Cup thriller. They have now won the Rugby World Cup trophy for the third time in 1995, 2007 and 2019. Final score was 32-12. Before the match in Tokyo, President Cyril Ramaphosa gave the team a pep talk, urging them to, quote, play your hearts out. Meanwhile, back home at Port Elizabeth Wizards Stadium, hometown of the team's first ever black captain, Siya Kolisi, the crowd rose to its feet, chanted his name and remained on its feet for the entire 80 minutes of the match. Anglican Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu and his wife Leah heaped praise on the team and said it was time for South Africans to start believing in themselves again. That is ANN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I am Lucy Adeyemi.